We get to finally go against the Drake Maye era in San Francisco, which has propelled this Niners team to only trail a game and a half right behind us for the division lead. They started 1-2 on the season before they pulled the trigger to trade for Drake Maye, and they have come to life as a team. And it seems like any quarterback can thrive with the cast of stars they have out in the Bay Area, but he also needed a change of scenery after the slow start in New England. One of his favorite targets will miss the game in Brandon Ayuk, so they'll need to find another avenue for success, and you can pick out of a hat with that decision. They still have guys like George Kittle, Deebo Samuel, Ricky Pearsall, and Christian McCaffrey. Meanwhile for us, we are coming off the toughest loss of the season against the Raiders, and of course this has to do with the injury to our starting quarterback Cal Bird. But we've seen Sam Howell win games for us in the past, and we can still trust in his ability to do so today. Some other things we should take note of is how close some of our guys on this roster are near to breaking some team records. Rick Taylor's having a tremendous rookie season. He's most likely breaking 1,000 yards and could be well on his way to break Joey Gallo's rookie receiving yard record. And Derek Hall is already at double digits in sacks, and he is 5 away from tying the team record. And with his rate, this is more than doable with his breakout season that he's having. And he'll get to go up against the rookie Ricky Pope, who was selected in the first round, and this is the guy they wanted to take over a quarterback, so we'll keep a close eye on how that matchup goes. And we won't have a Dafe Owe, so the pass rush will need to come somewhere else. One of the things we struggled the most with against the Raiders was giving too much time for the routes to develop, and this is not the type of team we can take any plays off. The Seahawks need this game to maintain a healthy lead in the division, and it gives us peace at mind when other guys step up whenever we will need them to. We'll get to see this offense first, and we are underway here in Lumen Field. Gordon Hicks, the rookie, will go up the middle, and he does not have much to work with, and the Seattle Seahawks will start at the 23. 3 points. That's the total against the Raiders, and the hope is that it only goes up from here, as Metcalf has his first catch and a block on the outside by Tyler Lockett to get them near midfield. That'll fire up the crowd and the offense. Lockett is making the start on the outside, as Walker's first carry will net them 4. We needed to win more routes coming from that Z receiver spot, and we know how much Howell depended on Tyler Lockett when he was starting last season. He's the man in motion on this play out of the slot. And here's the trust factor deep, and this one had too much air on it. We suffered from those deep shots last game, resulting in the worst outing of this franchise. So why not go underneath to your big target as Rick Taylor converts the 4th down attempt. He's been such a great target, and the options are so diverse because DK can make those tough catches out in traffic. Howell struggled throwing late over the middle last game, looking to be better, but he gets blasted and the ball comes out. Such a big blow to a promising drive, and it will be yet another self-inflicted problem for the offense. We struggle with drop passes and pass protection for Howell, but it's hard to pin this on Sam because Taylor Moton is lined up against Bosa and just lets him fly by. And I get it's a tough matchup, but we have to put our hands on him. As Maye tries to get sneaky with a read option, but Byron Murphy was all over it. This is what we expect of him when he's healthy, as the catch is made by Deebo Samuel, and we know how fast this offense can move. And now Pearsall will get into the action. He'll get 6 yards, and he showed Wolin the door last time he played in this stadium. As McCaffrey will get bottled up for his first carry of the game. Number 23 is so dangerous out of the backfield. He's used in so many ways in this offense. And anytime they motion him out, our defense needs all eyes on him. And sometimes it doesn't even work out. It's such a unique offensive scheme where every player can play multiple positions. And they can beat you the traditional way, as Samuel is just shy of the marker. Of course, their 3rd down would have McCaffrey in motion, but the pass is broken up. Nicely done by Nehemiah Pritchett, who's been on a heater lately, and the Niners stay conservative by only getting 3. Here's a rare carry for Beverly, and he'll burst onto the scenes with a run of 11. I thought his role would be smaller with the signing of Gordon Hicks, but production outweighs ratings, as Walker's aggressive run will move the sticks again. Kenneth Walker wasn't heavily utilized in the offense last game, but if we want to win, he's got to be involved, as McDonald will take this towards midfield for another 7. Kenneth Walker, the running back in the gun. Now Howell flips this to the other direction and connects with his other tight end, McLeod. And look at the toughness on his run after catch. I love the physicality this kid brings to the table. He'll stay on for this snap. And a throw over the middle. And luckily that's off the hands of Fred Warner. Still struggling with timely throws. And now the screen is slow to set up. And everything was fine until we reached the Niners territory. Some bad decisions were made towards the end of the drive. And now the kick is wide right. Myers didn't come close of hooking that kick. And both drives have ended in heartbreak to start this game. Now Maye connects with Kittle out in the open field. Too fast for Dotson and they're inside the 30. George Kittle always a vertical threat on this offense. And the throw down the seam. Incomplete, intended for Pearsall so we can breathe a sigh of relief momentarily. And now this pass is fluttered and into the arms of Kittle again, who's messing with Dotson out in coverage. As McCaffrey runs into his own man, and Adeyingbo will clean up the play for a loss of 1. We'll see more of him with the injury to Odafe Owe. Now Maye with time has a man, and it's dropped near the end zone. Ronnie Bell taking the place of Ayuk, and I'm not sure why he thought it was a good idea for a one-handed catch, but it might have just costed them some points. And they'll go with a run here, caught everyone by surprise, and they, for whatever reason, are content with just adding 3 more points. Interesting. As the screen goes to Tyler Lockett, and Lockett is back into action as he flies by the defense for a gain of 22. Tyler Lockett is starting now because of the struggles we've had from the Z receiver spot. The young guys weren't doing it for us, so we're back to relying on the vet. And now the blitz isn't picked up and disaster strikes again. Fred Warner falls on top of the fumble, and the Niners have found a way to take away the football for the second time. This is not acceptable from our O-line. It's a 4-man rush, and no one picks up the A-gap. As much as Howell has struggled throwing the ball, the O-line has not done him any favors. As Bell got lit up by Dotson on that route, he's had a tough game in the first half. And they really need him to step up with Ayuk missing this one. And Maye runs out of time. Derek Hall again, number 12 of the season, and 1 step closer to the Seahawks record. Can you believe what his value would be if we did not give him the extension back in week 3? As Maye runs by the defense and picks it up with his legs. That just can't happen on 3rd and forever. We have to keep up with that. As McCaffrey makes a flurry of moves, jukes a man, and what a run by Christian, as if it wasn't difficult enough. He just took 3 defenders' ankles. And now Pace comes flying in for a loss on the play. So much action in the last few plays, and now McCaffrey absorbs the hit by Tucker, and he'll get this to the 7. Good job by the defense not making it easy on them. Berendo in motion. Maye scanning and now buying time, but he's gonna run out of it. It's Hall with number 2 on this drive alone, and he's got to get votes to be the defensive player of the year. Could you imagine where we'd be without him this season? He's been the identity of what we wanted for this defense since day 1. As Howell fires a strike to Taylor, and we're off and running on this 2-minute drill. Offense really need points before we get into the locker room, as McLeod powers and picks up 3. With the struggles from the 3rd receiver spot, he's getting a lot of snaps today. And Taylor holds on to another. They ran the same play a couple of games ago where he dropped it, but he is locked in today. Gregory injured on that play, and now Howell hit on the throw, and luckily it wasn't picked off. Gregory will be fine the next game, but McCullough will now be responsible for protecting the blind side of Howell. This time, he's on time over the middle to DK, and they'll get this inside the red zone. And Seattle will burn their 2nd timeout. Deep drop from the gun. Another toss, and a dime to Taylor. That's his best ball yet, and we'll see if they can finish the drive strong. End zone shot, and Taylor couldn't hold on. Tough to decide whether it was the hit that jarred it loose or it was a straight up drop. But Howell's gonna try him again, and this time it's caught for the touchdown. Rick Taylor is Mr. Reliable, and this is a very special player out of Memphis that has cut this Niners lead to 2 heading into the locker room. Both teams have had their shots today, but even though the Niners lead, it's the Seahawks that are the only ones to find the end zone up to this point. We've let the Niners off the hook a few times on their drives, and we gotta put ourselves in better position and limit these explosive plays. And right out of the gates, Maye hits Pearsall for a gain of 24. Okay, so what I meant to say is we'll stop those from this moment. As Brockers lays out McCaffrey, he's definitely feeling that hit as Guerrero takes over. He'll get the carry, and the lane closes up nicely for only a short gain. McCaffrey seems fine. He's back and motioning out wide for this snap. Maye with time on his side. No one open, and he's gonna do it himself. They give him the spot, but this is coming back. He'll try it again from 3rd and a mile. Maye gets hit on a throw, and it's Amari Barno stepping in on a big moment to force out the punt team. And this will be the first one for both teams. Park's back to return, but this is not a good punt, and it'll go all the way back for a touchback. And the Seahawks gaining some traction here in the 3rd quarter after the defense does their job. It's a run with Walker to start, and he'll lower his shoulders and pick up a healthy 7. Gotta run the ball more, so of course we'll throw now. And find Taylor, who flies by a defender and shows off his yak ability. This guy is so unbelievable as he's lined up in the slot. Firing over the middle, and again he's on time to his favorite target as Howell crosses 200 on the day. What a way to quiet the noise with the offensive output on this drive. Screen to Charbonnet, and what a play by our lineman. And oh my goodness, Charbonnet again! Are you kidding me? Do you think our guys have some extra juice going into this game? This is the physical brand of football we have built into the Seahawks team. And this crowd is ready to erupt. End zone, touchdown! DK Metcalf with number 10 of the season, and the Seahawks have come all the way back to life and brought this home crowd with them. All of the frustrations that occurred from last week was just released and left all on the field on that drive. 3rd down for the Niners, and Maye is taken down by Tyrell Dotson, and the field is gonna be flipped again. Offense looking to stay hot, and they'll go back to the hot hand. 1st down, it's Taylor. Taylor now has 9 receptions for 107 yards. Here's a screen, and the blocks are set up perfectly as Beverly will dash up the field, and that's another explosive play. Our offense is at its best when each lineman is able to do their job, and it also helps the run game as Walker picks up another 7. It's been tough running today as we have 3rd and short. Shot to Lockett, and knocked away by Diamador Lenore. Ball was underthrown a bit, so Myers will come in and nails this from 44 yards. Of course, we'd like to see us in the end zone, but I'm just glad the offense is running smoother in the 2nd half. As Maye is swallowed up by Ben Silas, his 4th sack of the season, and our defense is making it really uncomfortable for him. He'll try to get it back, and it's intercepted! Devon Witherspoon picks it off, and the Seahawks will come away with the football. It feels like all the momentum has shifted towards Seattle's direction, and they are just inching closer to closing the book on this one. Howell flips the hips and fires a dart right into the arms of Metcalf, and again they're in the red zone. 1 quarter away from taking a big game here at home. Howell did have some moments where he couldn't finish, but if he can find the end zone here, this could be over a bit earlier. Great protection. End zone shot, and a dangerous throw. Lenore knocked it away the last drive, but this one could have shifted the momentum away. Regardless, the Seahawks still come away with points, and this is now an 11-point game. The defense has come close on many occasions, but they have yet to allow a touchdown, as Kittle showing some fight and gets this near midfield. Tight ends have been giving our linebackers some trouble in the last 2 weeks, And there's another catch, and Kittle is going to pick up 9 more yards. He'll take a breather on the sidelines for now. And Maye senses the space in front of him, and he'll beat us with his legs again. We've struggled to make him stay in the pocket so far, and he's given them that extra life on multiple occasions in this game. And a strike to Guerrero, who's open with space to run. Isaac Guerrero staying upright and takes it near the 20. The game is not over yet, and the Niners are really pushing the ball down quicker than we anticipated. As Guerrero makes another catch over the middle for a gain of 8. Still over 6 to play, and they've used all their resources to put this drive together, and Bell dropped it again. Oh, Ronnie Bell, this time with both hands, and he's dropped 2 key touchdown passes today. That's such a lonely feeling when you could have helped your team in a big way, as McCaffrey falls forward to move the sticks. Not many carries for him today, but here's number 10, and that's a solid 7. Clock will continue to move, just wish it would go a bit faster. As Pearsall gets the carry, and this funky formation will push it to 1st and goal. Niners in a very methodical drive that's taken up the majority of this quarter. And that's gonna eat up more clock as Dayo Adeyingbo pushes this back to the 6. Under 4 to go. Maye throws. McCaffrey fights and spins into the end zone, and that will cut this lead to a 5-point game. Obvious call for the Niners to cut this lead to 3. Good coverage, but Maye will beat us with his legs again. It's a field goal game. A drive that lasted 12 plays and ate up 5.5 minutes, and the pressure is on the Seahawks again. They have to find a way to run this clock out to walk away with the W. Sam Howell has over 300 yards passing on the day, but none of it matters without the win. Howell doesn't have enough time to get it all. Drake Jackson from the left side just beats Stephen Gregory with his speed, and if he had 1 more second, Taylor would have been open on this route. But a little under 2.5 to go. It's the Niners now with a chance to tie or take the lead. And they're gonna get some extra yards on this return. And what a finish we have here. Drake Maye's first rivalry game against the Seahawks, and he has a chance to silence the 12. It's gonna start with his legs again, and the Seattle D has not figured it out all game. They've managed it all year to contain quarterbacks in the pocket and put a spy out there, but with the weapons they have, it's hard to maintain eyes everywhere. And a nice tackle inbounds by Devon Witherspoon on 2nd-year tight end Devin Cody. Maye drops, and the quick hitter is to the other tight end Cameron Latu beating Ivan Pace, and they're at the point where a field goal is a possibility. And another catch by Cody fighting through contact, and that is a tough way to pick up 7. Timeout Niners. 1:03 to go with McCaffrey in motion. It's another quick toss and completion to his tight end. Short gain, but they get a new fresh set of downs and stop the clock. Under a minute now from the gun. He feels the pressure, and Maye will live to see another play on the throwaway. Rare eye formation here. They opt to run the ball. A bit of a surprise to this call, but they'll get 3 and stop the clock again. The Cowboys hurt themselves by running it against us, but this time he'll drop back. But it's gonna be a run anyways, and Maye will pick up the first again. This was a huge area of concern last year, and it's hurting us badly today. End zone shot. It's a touchdown! Drake Maye shocks the Seattle crowd, and the Niners all of a sudden take the lead with 32 seconds left on the clock. Devin Cody, the 2nd-year player out of Stanford, is the hero who caught it. And Maye just draws the defenses with his eyes, but his instincts were to hit Cody in the back of the end zone with a perfect ball. And the all-important extra point is nailed, so a field goal cannot win this game. Howell's gonna start it with a deep pass, but it's underthrown to Taylor. These are the moments we need a quarterback who can stretch the field. And now he's hit on the throw, and luckily that wasn't picked off. 15 unanswered points all here in the 4th quarter, and this was at a point a 20-9 game. And that's definitely intercepted by Charvarius Ward, and Ward's gonna ice it with a touchdown. pick six by Sam Howell that sucks the air out of the stadium on this complete meltdown of a game. Nothing was open, and he just tried to fit it in, which led to his demise. Just heartbreaking with how this game has completely collapsed. And what a perfect way to end this one. Another pick by Green, and this was a painful experience losing a game like this. We had this game in the bag, and somehow that prolonged drive in the fourth quarter that led to the McCaffrey touchdown just sparked their offense even after not scoring a touchdown for 3 quarters. Sam Howell was taking this one really hard on the bench, knowing we had this game right in our hands. And what's even more disappointing is how our offense was actually moving the ball significantly better with Sam Howell under center. He threw for over 300 yards, but we couldn't pick up the first down when we really needed one with under 3 minutes to go. And our run game was completely non-existent with only 7 carries for Kenneth Walker, which is definitely unacceptable since he's been the main source of success on that side of the ball. Even though we came out of this game putting pressure on Drake Maye and even a takeaway, we just fell back to our old habits of not containing the quarterback to make plays in the pocket. And Maye's ability to scramble and run was the beginning moments of how they made this comeback possible. We'll have to find a way to bounce back not just physically but emotionally from a game like this that included a lot of self-inflicted mistakes. We just kicked ourselves in the foot pretty much once the game started. We struggled in all 3 phases of the game, we missed kicks, we didn't protect the quarterback which turned into some really bad turnovers, and we didn't cover our assignments at the line or on defense. And of course, the couple of bad interceptions at the end, but that's also a moment out of desperation. Luckily, this loss does not impact us just yet in terms of our lead for the division and standings. But the Niners are not that far behind. They are only trailing by half a game, and we'll see them again in Week 17. We'll try to turn over a new leaf with our quarterback Cal Bird returning next game. And what a game to come back to as he'll take on Tyler McPherson, first overall pick out of the state of Washington, and this will be a home game, so I expect both quarterbacks to give it all they got. And the stakes will be very high, especially since we have 3 players in this game contending for the Offensive Rookie of the Year award, so it's going to be a fun matchup. They'll be without their X-Factor Ramon McBride with a shoulder injury, so we may be seeing McPherson airing it out a lot in this game. Rick Taylor had 107 yards in this game today, and that will put him at 860 yards on the year, and we're inching closer to that rookie record for him. And Derek Hall had another great game with 2 sacks, giving him a league high of 13, and 3 away from the team record, so we'll keep an eye out on this as the season progresses. Another great discovery. We finally have the reveal of Ben Silas, and I had no doubts he would be a superstar development player with what we witnessed in the last couple of weeks, and I'm glad we finally hit big on one of our picks. He's got 4 sacks on the year, and if he gets a few more, we may be talking about him as a Rookie of the Year candidate for the defense. Well guys, that was a tough game. I really wanted to win this one, but we'll see them again in 2 weeks on the road. The next one though is a return of Bird against the number 1 overall pick McPherson. I cannot wait to see what happens. Thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe and like the video to help the channel out. Leave a comment or feedback and make sure to be kind to yourself. Have a wonderful week. Until next time. I'm Monkey C, and I'm out.